Hey guys, we are back here today at Universal Studios Orlando Resort, and today is all about early park entry and what you need to know, what you need to do, when to get here, what rides to ride, and then what you can take advantage of before it gets really busy here. And also, we're going to talk about what's new here in the park, a few little things I want to show you guys, so come on, enjoy. The Universal sign is still not back. It's unique and different. But at least when you get here this early, it's nice and dark. You can see all the lights. Looks like you're here at nighttime. You definitely will be dealing with minimal crowds when you get here this early. Currently it is 6:41. Isn't it a little too early for the fountains to be running? It's so early the Legacy store isn't even open. Now obviously it's going to look very busy and look bad, but it's actually not, considering. So we're waiting on them to open the gates at 7.
Welcome to Island of Adventure. Port of entry is now open.
Exciting. All right, so that took a little bit of time, but I'm finally in. About 15 minutes or so. Not bad at all. 7:04. You see everybody's heading towards Hagrid's, so we're gonna go over there and see what it looks like. Now here's something to keep in mind. When you get here early, they do have Marvel Superhero Island blocked off, so you cannot go that way. That opens up when the park opens at 8. So they push everyone to go this way towards Seuss, which makes sense because Hagrid's is easier to get to this way, so let's head that way. Decided to step out onto this little walkway here, whatever you want to call it, and check out what's going on over here. Obviously it's quiet, there's nobody over here, which is nice, and you can see Velocicoaster from here, and the castle, obviously. Okay, so obviously we're not going to ride any rides today, but we're just here to show you guys how everything works in the morning, what's open, what's not open, all that kind of stuff, plus what's new, remember that. But I did want to address something real quick. I was waiting in line for about 15 minutes or so, not a bad wait. And the people behind me started calling the team member an imbecile, an idiot, because he wasn't moving as fast in the same as the other lines. Like he wasn't scanning as fast. The thing you have to remember, and it kind of like burns me up. The thing that you have to remember is that there's a lot going on in the mornings. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of people coming in that have annual passes like me. There's people that have tickets, have never been here before, and they're using their tickets or using paper to scan those in, and they may have a family of 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. I don't know. It is frustrating. I do understand it takes a long time, but to get angry, to start saying things out loud, and to call someone an imbecile is ridiculous. In my opinion, you probably shouldn't even be allowed in the park, but that's just me. Sorry, it just really made me angry. And I know I shouldn't get angry about that, because people are going to be people. But let's be nice. Let's treat each other with respect. Even though we're all trying to get to Hagrid's in the morning and Velocicoaster, let's be nice to each other, because that's what's important. I'm sorry, I'm gone on a rant. Just, it burned me up. All right, let's head this way. It's truly beautiful, isn't it? I mean, yeah, we got these clouds above us that are going to leave. But man, it's truly beautiful. There goes Hulk. This is one of the most peaceful spots in Orlando. Like literally, just to stand. Okay. Let's make our way to Hogsmeade. You can see it way over there. People are starting to line up on the bridge over there to get on Velocicoaster. But let's head that way. Now, it's also important to remember that early park entry applies to 3 sets of people: hotel guests, premier pass holders, and preferred pass holders. Now, there are some preferred pass holder blockout dates where you cannot get in for early park entry. You want to make sure you check the website for that to know which days you can and can't. Sometimes they'll have it posted on their little A-frame signs out there, but if you're a hotel guest and a Premier Pass holder, you have no blockout dates on getting in here early. Now, obviously, if I were a guest here and was trying to get to the rides early, I wouldn't have stopped off like that, because it gets pretty busy really quick. You can see this A-frame here shows that Preferred and Premier are both permitted as early park admission today. This is new. And if you're not a pass holder or a hotel guest, you will be stopped right here getting out of Seuss Landing. It will stop you behind this rope here and this gate. You see some people already lining up. And as it gets closer to park entry time, there will be a lot more people standing there, trust me. Oh, you know, I gotta see my buddy first thing in the morning. Traveling fist bump. Boom! Thanks, buddy. See you later. Poseidon's Fury is not an EPA attraction. It actually opens at 10 a.m. So good to know. And this is the first time I'm seeing it run with the water in a long time. Every time I come, it's always off. So at least it's on now. So this is interesting. Hagrid's is actually delayed this morning. It is not open. They don't have an estimated time of opening. Now normally, of course, it's open, but right now the only thing over here is Jurassic Park and the Velocicoaster, and Forbidden Journey is delayed, and Flight of the Hippogriff I think is like the only thing over in Harry Potter that you can ride, but we're gonna still go over there and check it out. And the entrance for Hagrid's starts this way, and then it comes out over here by the All Hallows Eve Boutique and around. So this is about as empty as you're gonna see it when you get here early in the morning. Because normally it's wall to wall, people walking through here, and it's just kind of obnoxious to walk through here. But it's nice, and there's hardly no one here right now. They're in line for Hagrid's, of course, and other people are going to other attractions that are open, but it's been a very rare thing for me to walk through here with hardly nobody here. Also, it's probably the best time to do the interactive stuff. That's probably the best time. It's here early because there's like hardly nobody right here. So if you want to come here and get that done early, we'll maybe make a video on that one day of getting here early, doing all the interactive wand stuff. You know what? Let's head into Honeydukes. I absolutely love it in here. It's so cool. Looks like the movie, doesn't it? It's so awesome. So let's take a look at some of the things that they have here, because this is probably one of the times you're gonna have this store all to yourself. Trust me. Look at this chocolate cauldron here. It's pretty cool. Little skull cakes here. Fizzing Whizbees. Of course, exploding bonbons. That's awesome. And like traditional candy shops, they have these here that you can actually pull down and get the amount of candy out that you want. And you can see they have chocolate covered peanuts, assorted sour balls, jelly babies, wrapped caramel, licorice, white milk bottles, sugared almonds. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Then down here they have milk chocolate rainbows, assorted fruit slices, gummy apple rings, peach rings, and red licorice wheels. And it goes on. Of course, they have the rope. You can get one of those too. And fried eggs. That sounds so disgusting. But it's cool though that they have it. And you can actually do your own jelly beans here. Look at this. Bertie Bott's every flavor jelly beans. $13 for these right here. Now these are just for display purposes, I believe. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I've never done this before, so. Oh yeah, it's not. You can actually do it. Look, there's a bag right there. Okay, I stand corrected. And more candy here. This is so awesome. Take a look at these cooler bags. These are awesome. I would love to have this. Honeydukes. I just love the symbol and the colors of this. And they also have saltwater taffy too. Pretty cool. And don't forget, they have Gilly water in here. That's awesome. You can get that straight from this cooler in here. They do have fudge flies and peppermint toads. So cool. Ooh. Do they have these over there? I love gummy worms. Can't have them right now, but I love gummy worms. Even this staircase is really cool. All right, let's head out. We're gonna go out the side entrance. Now that we're out here, you can actually have breakfast at 3 Broomsticks, believe it or not, which is awesome. Who wouldn't want to do that? The blue skies are starting to come out. Here's a look at the breakfast menu. English breakfast, porridge breakfast, continental breakfast, American breakfast, and pancake breakfast. I believe it's pretty much the same as it is over at Leaky Cauldron. And yes, you can get butterbeer this early this morning. All right. See, look how empty it is. I mean, there's people here obviously, but it's a lot emptier than normal. Of course, the theming is on point here. Sirius Black. I may never have a chance to film Gary Oldman, so hey, here's my chance, right? Also, if you want to get a really good shot of you in front of the castle, this is probably the best time. There's like 2 people on the bridge here with me. So it's all about taking advantage of getting here early and getting things done that you normally wouldn't get to do later on in the afternoon just because there's so many people here. Even this photo op is a prime example why you should get here early. I mean, just look at it. So amazing, isn't it? It's awesome. Now let's head into my favorite part of the park. What have they got in there? King Kong? Ooh, all the flames are going today. So over here by Velocicoaster, it looks like they're actually blocking people from going any further into the park that way. So we are going to wait it out. So I'm gonna wait, sit on this little bench right here. All right, 7:53, and they have opened this side of the park now. So pretty much early park entry information is over. I'm sure I'll sprinkle it in through the rest of the video here and there when I remember something. But now let's get into what's new. Let's head into the dino store. Well, the dino store is closed right now. You can't go in, but let's go over here and try to get a glimpse of Velocicoaster. So the doors are closed. It's locked off. Chairs are in front of it. But we can see Velocicoaster go by right here. If we believe. There he goes. Okay, let's head over to the River Adventure shop because I think there's some new Jurassic Park Dominion, or excuse me, Jurassic World Dominion merch over there. The games aren't open yet either. That's another thing. It's not open super early. See, when you get here this early, River Adventure's only a 5-minute wait. I don't know if you want to get soaking wet first thing in the morning, but hey, it's only a 5-minute wait. Okay, the merch I'm about to show you is available at Jurassic Outfitters. Let's go in here and check it out. Check it out, Jurassic World Dominion t-shirt. That's pretty cool. $24.95. Take a look at this one with like the amber logo. That's pretty awesome. I really like that one. Then they have this shirt too, which is pretty cool. The new logo. And I have this Owen toy and Velociraptor Beta with Claire and a Dilophosaurus. That's pretty cool. These are all from Dominion, by the way, coming out in I think June. Then they have these lanyards here too. This is pretty cool. See, it just comes right out. I might need to do something like that instead of wearing the one around my neck. And then wood magnets. This is pretty cool. By the way, the magnet is 15 and the lanyard is 9. And some more stuff over here that's just like a kid's shirt. Then there's Owen again. We saw him in last week's video about Universal. And then look at this. This is Jurassic Park minis. See the little, what is that? A raptor in there? I don't think it's a raptor. I don't know, a Carnosaurus. That's what that is. It's pretty cool, and they have different ones here. This one's Chaotic Cargo Pack. And of course, the toys we just saw over there. Take a look at these new bags here. This is pretty cool. $55 for this. It's pretty awesome. It's different. I mean, they're all the same, but different spots on it you can see. Like up here at the top, the logo. That's pretty incredible. And a little fanny pack here. Oh, take a look at this hat. They were here first. That's cool. $26 for that hat. Also, take a look at this thing. This thing is new. T-Rex sipper. That's pretty cool, man. $18. First fill is free. That's awesome. I really, really like that. I wouldn't carry it around all day, of course, but something for the kids. They would love this. I love this hat right here. This is cool. Raptor chaser. I don't know about all that, but it's pretty awesome. Look, the sun is starting to really come out. Woo, that is bright. Okay, done with Jurassic World Park, whatever you want to call it. Now let's head over to Toon Lagoon because there's something new over there that I want to show you guys. Another advantage of early park entry, Kong is only 10 minutes. That's awesome. Ripsaw Falls is running super early this morning. See if anybody comes down. I just saw it a second ago. Here we go. Here they come. Okay, so I made it over here to Toon Lagoon. I was going to go inside of Toon Extra to show you guys, but there are construction walls that have been erected in front of Toon Extra. It says you can still go in, but I don't know if it's open yet. Yes, definitely you can go in. You can see the sign points to go in this way. But yeah, so they might be changing out the fountain here, doing something to the fountain there, because that's really what's behind this, is a fountain, not much more. But the thing I'm looking for is in this store. So I don't know when it's gonna open. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere else. Yep, it's open. Just had to come over here on this side. They do have the souvenir sipper of one of the Minions. It's pretty cool. So what I was looking for was a Minions popcorn bucket. They don't have it here at this store anymore. They may be sold out. The team member was telling me that there may be one back over by Jurassic Park, but I didn't see anything over there. It could be over at Studios. I know they moved some over there, but I wanted to come here and show you here. But it looks like they're either sold out or whatever. But we'll check port of entry before we leave to see if it's there. Okay, we are starting to make our way out of the park through Marvel Superhero Island. We will head into the trading company in the port of entry before we leave to look for that popcorn bucket. Also another advantage of getting here early. Spider-Man's only 10 minutes. Best ride here in my opinion. Let me reiterate, my favorite ride here. All the normal park crowds are starting to come in. It's not too bad. It's starting to die off. Spring break's starting to wither away, but still it's starting to get busy. Okay, we've made it over to the trading company. Let's go see if that popcorn bucket's in here. So I see more of the sippers here. There's no popcorn bucket. So I'm not sure if I've shown this before. I feel like I have, but not entirely sure. This is a Grinch lounge fly. This is pretty incredible. $85 for this. It's cool though. And here is some new Pride merch. Let's see here. I love that mug. It's awesome. And then a new shirt here. $26.99. Here's another one over here. This one's cool. I like that one. Then they have it in a shot glass form, or excuse me, toothpick holder form. Whatever you want to call it. This is pretty cool. Made it outside the park. The people are piling in still, but it's time for us to go. I am planning on coming back early next week, but this may be the last time we see the bee tree for this year. Pretty cool. Mardi Gras ends on Sunday, So it'll be interesting to see if they take all these off overnight or what they do. End of Mardi Gras. Now look forward to the summer. One more thing. This is why you should come early. Okay, so I made it back to the car, and I just wanted to go over a couple of thoughts with you guys. I know I've been ending the videos in the car lately, but sometimes I think some things need to be talked about and said to explain a little bit, because when I'm in there, I don't feel like I get the time sometimes to sit by myself and just talk to you guys and tell you. So there are huge advantages to early park admission, as you saw today. Like, there's just big advantages to it. One of the major things, of course, is getting in here early and being able to ride things that are long wait times, like Velocicoaster, Hagrid's, and then once the whole park opens, you've already, you know, maybe had those done. Maybe not Hagrid's, but at least Velocicoaster you would have probably had done. And then you can go and do Kong, and you can do Spider-Man. Both of those were like 10-minute waits. Hulk was a 10-minute wait. All before the 9 o'clock hour. Right now it is 8:55. I am completed my video shooting for the day at 8:55. Well, by the time I got back here. So there's huge advantages to that. And I feel like, you know, you really got to take those into consideration when you're planning your trip. At least 1 or 2 days. I mean, nobody likes to get up super early, you know. That's what's rough. I had to get up at 5:45 today. I live about 20 minutes away from Universal, and I had to get up at 5:45 to get here for early park entry, so I could get a good spot. I mean, I was here early. I was here super early. I actually sat here in the car for a few minutes, but you know, so it's up to you whether you want to do that or not. I would definitely encourage doing it 1 or 2 days out of your vacation, because I feel like that is just well worth it. And it's just you know, beat the crowds, beat everyone else. And literally, like, if you wanted to come here in the morning and ride like 4 or 5 rides and be done, you could do that too. And then head back to your hotel, or head back to wherever you're staying, your Airbnb, or go get breakfast and then come back later in the day. You know, I mean, that's just some choices that you actually have here to do here with early park admission. Also, Universal Studios itself was doing early park admission today, but I chose Islands because I wanted to show you guys, like, I feel like there's more to do in Islands early in the morning, because I've been over to Universal like super early all the time, but I wanted to show you guys, you know, what the advantages are to being in Islands, of course. But very soon I'll do one over at Universal, so you guys can see that too. That'll be fun to do, because I love Universal super early in the morning when there's nobody there. It's just like roaming the streets by yourself, and I'll show you guys that. Like, I've kind of shown it in vlogs before, where I've just kind of been like, oh yeah, you know, I think it was our Diagon Alley one that we did. There was like 1 or 2 streets that were completely empty, but to show you like the full street empty would be awesome, and I'm planning on doing that very, very soon. So guys, I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. Also, we have a Patreon. If you want to give to that, just follow the link down below and you can give there. We have 3 different tiers, 3, 5, and 10 on that. So it's up to you. We're not asking for anything. If you feel like you want to donate something, you can. Totally no big deal if you don't. Our content on this channel will always be free and always be fun stuff for you. You just get some exclusives from helping us out, maybe some live streams and maybe some postcards. You get your name on the end of the credits and stuff like that. It's really cool, and it's just something that you guys can do, and a way we can help build our community, get to know you guys if you guys want to help us out or not. We do appreciate you guys, all your comments, all your questions that you guys sent in for our Q&A that we did day before. Well, when you're watching this, it'll be day before yesterday. Thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, so that is it for me from Universal. No more Mardi Gras. When I come back next week, it'll be over with. It's kind of sad. Kind of sad. But, you know, it is what it is. So make sure you guys subscribe. Oh, just knocked my water bottle over. Wow. So make sure you guys subscribe. Hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. And remember, the road goes ever on. I'll see you next time.